I stood rooted to the spot at the entrance of my vacation, VYL, my jaw practically hitting the floor. Music was thumping through the open windows, so loud it rattled the glass. Inside, at least 24 strangers were laughing, clinking glasses, and milling around my home like they owned the place. A woman with a sleek, platinum-blonde bob clocked me, standing in the doorway. She stormed over, her face twisted with this entitled, "Who dares interrupt me?" kind of rage. "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?" she snapped, planting herself squarely in front of me to block my way. "This is private property." I blinked, trying to process the absurdity. "This is my VYL," I said, forcing my voice to stay calm despite the heat rising in my chest. "I own this place. Who are you, and why are there people in my house?" She let out a laugh, sharp and dripping with condescension. "I'm Laura Bennett, and I've owned this property for 3 weeks. Saw the trespasser here." She whipped out a folder from nowhere and pulled out what looked like a deed, while VYing it in my face. "See? Legal documentation. Now, leave before I call the cops." I was floored. The sheer nerve of this woman, claiming my vacation home, the one I'd bought just 6 months ago, was beyond comprehension. Before I could even form a response, one of her party guests yelled, "Everything okay, Laura?" She flashed a saccharine smile and called back, "Just handling a confused trespasser, don't worry." That was it. I yanked out my phone and dialed 911. Laura's smug grin didn't budge as we waited for the police. When they arrived, she strutted over, brandishing her folder like a weapon, demanding they arrest me for trespassing. I stood there, speechless, watching this stranger try to gaslight the cops into believing she owned my sanctuary. This VYL was my escape, a Mediterranean-style gem nestled in the hills with a terracotta roof, a private garden, and VYUs that made my soul exhale. I'd bought it to get away from the chaos of city life. The only downside? It came with a homeowners association, and Laura Bennett was its queen bee. I met her my first weekend here, barely unpacked, when she showed up at my door with a fake smile and a binder thicker than a phone book. "Community guidelines," she said, her voice syrupy but her eyes cold. Apparently, my new rose bushes were 2 inches too tall, VYO adding some obscure landscaping rule. "I don't make the rules," she cooed. "I just enforce them for everyone's benefit." What followed was a parade of petty citations. My mailbox was the wrong shade of beige. My garden hose wasn't coiled just right. My trash cans lingered curbside 15 minutes too long. Each violation came with a fine and Laura's insincere smile. Things got heated when she demanded I chop down a healthy lemon tree in my backyard because it wasn't on her approved plant list. I fought back, appealed to the HOA board, and won. Laura was VYD. After that, she got weirdly nosy, asking about my job, my travel plans. "Oh, you're in tech? That must keep you on the road a lot," she'd say, her tone casual but her questions sharp. "When will you be back at the VYLLA? Just so I can schedule the landscaping audit." I should have seen the red flags, but I was swamped with work and didn't connect the dots. 2 months later, I decided to surprise myself with a weekend at the VYLLA. Driving up the winding road, I noticed strange cars clogging my driveway and tire tracks gouged across my pristine lawn. Music and laughter spilled out of my house. Every window glowed, and through the glass, I saw streamers and balloons festooning my VYing room. My heart pounded as I parked across the street and crept closer. Peering inside, I spotted Laura gliding through the crowd, playing the perfect host in my home. When I pushed open the front door, I saw my furniture rearranged, my family photos gone, replaced with tacky, generic art I'd never buy. Laura was mid-pour, champagne flute in hand, when she saw me. For a split second, panic flashed across her face, but she quickly dialed up the outrage. "What are you doing here?" she bellowed, loud enough to draw stares. "This is my house," I shot back. "What are you doing here? And who are all these people?" She laughed like I'd told the world's dumbest joke. "Everyone knows I bought this place last month," she announced to her gawking guests. "This guy's clearly confused, probably drunk." She pulled out her folder again, flashing a deed with her name on it, complete with official-looking stamps and signatures. Legal owner as of April 15th, she said. Now leave before you embarrass yourself. I was stunned, the audacity of her lie hitting me like a freight train. I called the police right then and there. While we waited, Laura kept her party going, tossing triumphant smirks my way as she whispered to her guests. I stayed on the porch, frantically scrolling through my phone for proof photos of the property, my purchase agreement, anything. When 2 officers arrived, Laura pounced, spinning her tale about buying the place and painting me as some unhinged stalker. The cops studied her paperwork, then looked at me skeptically. "Sir, got any proof of residence?" one asked. I showed them my driver's license with the VYLLA's address, but Laura was ready. "He never updated his ID after selling," she said smoothly, pointing to her fake deed. The officers wavered, her confidence and documents muddying the waters. Then it clicked. This wasn't some spontaneous stunt. Laura had planned this for some months, forging papers, stealing keys, trying to steal my home saw. "Officers," I said, steadying my voice, "I can prove this is mine. I'm calling my real estate agent and lawyer right now. They'll confirm I never sold this place, and she's committing fraud." Laura's smile twitched, but she waved me off. "Go ahead," she said, sauntering back to her party. One officer stopped her. "Ma'am, stay here while we sort this out." I got my agent on speaker, and she was floored. "That's ridiculous," she said. "I helped you buy that VYLLA 6 months ago. No sales since. I'm emailing the closing documents now." My lawyer jumped in, saying he could pull county records to verify ownership. Laura gripped her champagne glass so hard her knuckles went white, but she kept up her cool act. My phone pinged with the emails me deed, purchase agreement, mortgage docs, all with my saw name. My lawyer called the county recorder's office on speaker, and they confirmed no transfer of ownership, ever. Laura's deed was a sham. The officers turned to her, their questions sharper now. "When did you buy this? Who was your agent? What title company?" Laura's answers unraveled vague, contradictory. "I don't have all that memorized," she stammered. "My husband handled it." "Is he here?" an officer pressed. "He's traveling," she said too fast. The county's confirmation was the final blow. Laura's deed was pure fiction. As the truth sank in, she was across the room, fake laughing with guests, pretending all was fine. The officers approached her, their tone icy. "Ma'am, we need to speak privately," one said. I watched as her face cycled through confusion, outrage, then raw panic. The room went silent as the cops grilled her about the forged documents. Her voice hit a shrill pitch. "There's some mistake in the records," she insisted, but the officers weren't buying it. "Ma'am, we believe you falsified documents, trespassed, and broke into this residence," one said. "You're coming with us." Laura lost it. "This is so ridiculous, she screeched as they pulled out handcuffs. "Do you know who I am? I'm the HOA president." The guests gaped as she was read her rights and marched out in cuffs, her perfect composure replaced by a red-faced meltdown. She screamed about knowing the police chief and getting everyone fired as they led her to the squad car. One officer turned to me. "Sir, we'll need your statement. From what we've gathered, she told neighbors you lost the house in foreclosure and she bought at auction. She got duplicate keys and has been showing the place for weeks." The party-goers, mostly neighbors and HOA members who'd bought her lies, were mortified. They mumbled apologies as they slunk out, Leah VYing behind half-eaten hors d'oeuvres and abandoned drinks. In the days that followed, Laura's scheme unraveled completely. She'd forged bank statements, spread lies about my finances, even hired cleaners to prep for her housewarming. Worst of all, she'd been sneaking into my home for some months, cataloging my stuff, plotting her takeover. The charges piled up: forgery, breaking and entering, trespassing, fraud, identity theft. She'd used my personal info for her fake documents. The prosecutor said she faced up to 7 years in prison and fines overdue law $50,000. The HOA board kicked her out as president and banned her for life. 3 weeks later, I got a letter from Laura's lawyer with a plea deal. She'd plead guilty to lesser charges if I dropped any CI-VYL suit. Tucked inside was a handwritten note from Laura, dripping with fake remorse about the misunderstanding. But the real gut punch came when I was cleaning my office. In a desk drawer, I found a welcome card signed by Laura. Saw looking forward to VYing you as a neighbor saw the date. 2 months before she claimed to own my VY LLA. She'd been scheming from day one, her every smile and citation part of a chilling plan to steal my home. As I stared at her cursive signature, a shiver ran through me. This wasn't just a crime, it was a calculated betrayal, months in the making. My sanctuary was mine again, but the VY elation lingered. What do you think? Should I have pursued a CIVYL suit to make Laura pay for every penny of damage? Or was her arrest and humiliation enough? Have you ever dealt with someone like Laura who'd lie and scheme to take what's yours? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if this story got your blood boiling. And subscribe for more wild tales of entitlement gone wrong.